I was going through my YouTube channel, reading the comments that I got on my last Star Wars related video, going, how can I piss people off today? Well, not really. I did realize going through my YouTube channel, however, that I made 2 parts talking about the Star Wars changes, but I felt those videos are kind of vague in retrospect, and I also made those videos when I was in high school. Now, as someone with a film degree, someone who has seen every Star Wars trilogy, the prequels and the original more so, and I feel I can better articulate my issues with the Star Wars Special Edition changes than I could when I was younger. So, I want to talk about the worst change in this trilogy of videos I've made. Well, maybe not really a trilogy, because I've done several videos talking about film preservation, the original trilogy, the importance of film preservation, yada yada yada, all that shit. But you can find that in the playlist, which I finally made. I can't believe it took me about... Point is, a playlist of my Star Wars related content was long overdue. So, I want to talk about the worst fucking change to the original trilogy ever. You probably know exactly what it is. But for those of you who don't know, I'm going to play it. Hi, this is me from editing that fucking video. So I'm basically almost done editing this video. But I picked up on something while editing this goddamn video that made me hate this change even more than I already hated it. And I'm like, wow, I wish I said that when I recorded it. And then I went, wait, I can just go into the other room, record this part of the video, and then re-edit it and put that part in. So fuck it, here it is. The reason that change is even worse than I initially thought is because the emotional push that makes Darth Vader kill Sidious is Luke yelling, "Father!" Luke, our main hero of this fucking trilogy, is reduced to a child screaming for his daddy to save him. How do you not just get excited for Vader to save Luke even more than you already were when you were watching that scene? And then he does it. And then the fucking scene is edited so badly where the no is overlaid on top of Luke yelling "Father," which kills the emotional weight of it. Holy fuck, this change is worse than I thought. Back to the rest of the video. Now, if you aren't familiar with why that change is the worst fucking change that George Lucas ever made, and is an abomination to cinema, and is also the dumbest thing I could ever think to do to that fucking beautiful scene, well, allow my ranting ass to clue you in on why that change is the abomination it fucking is. I remember this change being leaked in 2011, probably late August. It had to be late August, maybe early September of 2011, before the Blu-rays came out. I was in disbelief. I had my Samsung Galaxy S1 on a campground going, what the fuck? I remember watching the Flick Pick talk about it, Chris Stuckman talking about it, many other film review YouTube channels I liked at the time talking about this, and the general consensus was, the fuck? Why the fuck would you make Darth Vader say no at the end of Return of the Jedi as he is throwing the Emperor down the reactor shaft? Now, for years, when I had the DVD of this movie and the VHS, and maybe that's how I watched this movie, was on VHS and DVD, Darth Vader saying no was not a thing. That scene was emotionally impactful. It was beautiful. If you were watching that scene for the first time, you don't know if Vader is going to stand by and let his master kill the very last thing that can connect him back to being Anakin. The one link he has to his past self. The one person who believes that Anakin Skywalker is still there under all those bells and whistles. Or if he's going to save his son out of an act of love. Now, of course, Star Wars fans like you and me who have seen these movies a million times know that Darth Vader saves Luke. That Anakin, in his last act of selflessness, of love, of honoring Padme and everybody else from his past, saving Luke Skywalker, is how Anakin Skywalker is redeemed. It is because he is attached to his son. It is because he loves his son that deeply that he doesn't care if he's going to live or die. All that matters is his baby boy is safe. All that matters is the boy he should have raised when he was Anakin will be saved to rebuild the Jedi Order that he destroyed all those decades ago. So, fortunately, the Despecialized Edition fixed this dumbass change that George Lucas did, preserved the silent internal struggle that makes that scene so powerful, so emotional, so raw, so visceral, that makes me cry every time I see it, and makes me cheer with joy, or makes me go, come on, Anakin, come on, kill this motherfucker, kill him, come on, Anakin, and then he does it, and you're like, fuck yeah! Army fixed that shit. But despite this master looking great, the 4K, I can't watch this. Even though I've had this Blu-ray set since 2012, I can never watch this version of Return of the Jedi. I can never take this disc out. Actually, I'm gonna see if this thing is disc run. Frankly, this would be the only thing I would be okay having disc rot, would be these Blu-ray cuts of 4, 5, and 6. Of all the movies to get disc rot, this is not one of them, I think. Nope, no disc rot. I can never watch this Blu-ray again. I watched it one time in 2018 when I was really sick, because I was like, you know what? I've owned these since 2012, may as well give them a watch. So, I watched the Blu-ray cut all the way through, and I'm never going to watch it again. Every time I'm reminded of Darth Vader saying no, it just takes me out of this great movie. It makes me go, why the fuck would you change such perfection? Which is what that original scene was. I'm going to compare and contrast, and you tell me which version is better. And frankly, if you pick the altered, bastardized version that Lucas put in 2011, I'm going to say it, you're wrong. You're just wrong if you think that version is better than the beauty of the internal struggle that you see throughout the Emperor electrocuting Luke. you see Vader's internal torment. You see that struggle in the body language through, if it was either the stunt double of Vader or David Prowse giving that wonderful performance in the suit, whoever the hell the actor was. You could almost visualize Anakin and Darth Vader having this epic lightsaber duel for the soul of this entity. Whether if he's going to remain this cyborg husk, this monster, or if he's going to be the Anakin Skywalker we all know he is. It's Anakin Skywalker's last stand. It's his last chance to honor Padme Amidala, to honor Obi-Wan Kenobi, to honor Qui-Gon Jinn, and all the Jedi he slaughtered in Revenge of the Sith. It's his last chance to do the right thing. And it's not out of being detached from those he loves. It is because of those he loves that he kills his master. That his last time as Anakin Skywalker is saying to Luke, "Let me look on you with my own eyes," and saying in this gravelly, pained voice, "Tell your sister you were right. You were right about me." It's that scene of Anakin nobly killing Sidious that he dies a Jedi, a hero. He dies as the chosen one, the one to bring balance to the Force. And it is fucking beautiful because of its subtlety. Because you feel it as a viewer. You have this gut reaction, this visceral response, because you know if you were Vader, and even if you had done all the same horrible shit that he did, there would still be the gut instinct response to save and protect your child, as it is in all people. So, when George Lucas decides to artificially connect Return of the Jedi with Revenge of the Sith, he kills the emotional tension in that scene with no. It just takes you out of it because it ruins any sense of suspense or dread you're feeling in that scene. You wonder, is Luke going to die? Is Anakin just going to stand there as Vader and let this monster torture his boy? When he finally stands there, looks at Luke longer than he did, and then turns and goes, "Fuck you," without saying fuck you. It's an applause-worthy moment. It's a moment of triumph. It's a moment in the context of the original trilogy you wouldn't have expected. It's a beautiful scene of redemption that doesn't need a single word from the man performing the act of selflessness. Words do not need to be said because it is a scene of body language, of action, of tension, of suspense. The only person that needs to say anything is Luke as he's begging Anakin to save him because Sidious is too powerful for him to even try to fight. The only one that can stop him is Anakin. And when you artificially make him say no, as he throws Sidious down, you destroy the suspense, you destroy the internal conflict, you destroy the subtlety, you ruin a fantastic performance by whoever was under the mask and in the suit by making Vader say anything. I don't care if this change has been part of Star Wars canon for what will be 13 years in September. I don't care if this is unfortunately the version that a lot of people are going to see via streaming, via the digital release, via the official Blu-rays. It upsets me that many people will look at that scene and go, "Oh, that's fine," because the unaltered version of that scene said so much with no words. I'll tell you what spurred this rant. It was this nice little fan edit that somebody did of what Anakin was probably thinking. And it's honestly what I, as a Star Wars fan and fan of Anakin Skywalker would think he's thinking, which is he was thinking of Padme, he was thinking of Luke, he was thinking of Obi-Wan, he was thinking of Qui-Gon. And I was so invested in this fan edit of that scene. And then the version that was used of that scene took me out of it completely. It was a scene of Darth Vader saying no. Not the despecialized edition, and not the 2004 DVD edition. And at this point, that version is just the worst way to view that scene, as I've stated several times throughout this rant. So now that I've ripped into that scene, as I have wanted to do for over a decade, I can safely say I might be done making these types of rant videos about the changes that George Lucas made. For all the praise and love I have for George Lucas, I can't forgive him for the changes that he made in 97, 2004, and 2011. Can't forgive those changes, because they ruin the pacing, the Oscar-winning effects, the score, and the editing of this wonderful trilogy. And the scene of Darth Vader saying no is a perfect example as to why I'm happy that George Lucas no longer has control of this franchise. I can sleep comfortably knowing that Disney will more likely than not alter it as horribly, if at all, as George Lucas did when he had control of the franchise. I hate saying that, because Disney has done one hell of a job of oversaturating Star Wars and taking away the specialness of a new Star Wars project being released. With that in mind, may the Force be with you, live long and prosper. Thanks for listening to my rant video, and consider liking and subscribing and checking out my other content. Thanks for watching.